like today they're doing yo-yo. And I was looking at that going, I'll never run one of them again in my life.
Don't need one of them.
Yeah, but no, it hasn't hit me yet. I reckon it will once games start more so. But even then, like I did it all this year, so I think that part is probably past.
Yeah.
And I was like pretty aware that it was probably going to happen for a while, as you know. So it was like, yeah, I reckon it'll hit me, but not too bad. So it'll be it'll be alright.
Copy?
Yeah, let's do it. No, retirement wasn't something I thought about when I was playing. Not at the time that I hurt myself and I had to retire, definitely not. I'd done things earlier on when I was a little bit more contract to contract and I hadn't sort of secured myself in a squad or a team. But obviously when I hurt myself, I had my best run of games and I was probably the first time that I'd sort of let it go and I hadn't thought about it. But yeah, I was sort of talking new contract, I was playing, getting steady games.
Somewhat concerned there, needs a second trainer to get involved to get him up.
The support I felt from the playing group was huge, to be honest, and it wasn't just, obviously I've made a lot of friends and connections over the years from playing, but it was also people that I'd probably never had contact with before, so some particulars across that, like Nico, one of my mates, obviously had come out and gave me some public support, which then triggered a whole bunch of support on the back of that.
I try and dedicate the rest of this year to him. He's the best mate and he pretty much saved my life. I had a terrible run in injuries and it just breaks my heart to see he's worked so hard to get back to where he is each time to play NRL, and unfortunately it's just no luck of injury, but I love him to death and I can't wait to see him.
It's cool to see, but sort of brings it back a little bit as well. More so than actually seeing the injury. It's weird. I can watch that video all day. It doesn't wig me out, but if it's someone else's leg, I couldn't watch that at all. But it's more this stuff or photos of more the aftermath, not the actual injury, that makes it sort of real. And just to even see like that interview, like Nico showing emotion for what I was going through, it's special, but it didn't just hurt me, like it hurt other people as well, which is sort of you don't think about often, but yeah, it's weird to think about. I remember looking at myself in the big screen there and going, oh shit. Like you can see, I know. The Titans sort of supported me more than they needed to, and I've showed my thanks over the last 12 months because what they did for me, they definitely didn't have to do, and they went above and beyond to give me support, give my family support, and then even now into retirement, obviously I'm working for the club and super grateful that I get to be in the position that I am. So I'm going to jump it back on with Karen Murphy as one of the assistant coaches, but I get to step into the men's space as well, working with the players and the admin, working on both sides of the business a little bit. So I'll get to see how a football club runs, and it's exciting for me to learn some of the game that I haven't seen. RPA have supported me through the whole process massively, and it's been a big reason that I've been able to transition the way I have, and you guys have been there every step of the way. So the footy community as a whole, but you guys were massive through the whole process. I know me and you have had a lot of connection, and the Injury Hardship Fund, it's massive. I think the access that the NRL players and now the NRLW players, now that the CBA is done with those, obviously we put our bodies through a lot, so it's huge for me and it's huge for players in general, I think. For post-traumatic injury like I've sort of gone through, there's obviously going to be a lot of steps in place to heal. The suddenness of my injury, it's been hard to deal with, but it was unexpected, so I wasn't prepared for it. So it's a massive help for me, and I know it'll be a big help for other players when it's called upon, for sure. The transition phase, everything, it's sort of just going to help me through that period of unknown and that period of transition into my new role at the club, and obviously for ongoing health reasons, I've got surgeries to come, and yeah, it's super important, I think, for the players going forward. And one that's probably underappreciated before something like this happens, is I know I didn't appreciate the position that I was in compared to the position I'm in now beforehand, and the support that that's going to give me, it makes it a lot easier to sort of to move forward, I suppose. So super important one that the players have done well to push for.